Next up in the lightning talk session is Timo Reimann.
Hi there, my name is Timo Reimann. I'm a software engineer working at DigitalOcean. And today I'd like to talk about how we've been using Cilium over the last 1.5 years. So just to start off with some history and some context, I'm on the team responsible for our managed Kubernetes offering, or in short, the OKS. We started using Flannel, but pretty quickly decided to move to another CNI provider because we weren't super happy with it. And in late 2018, we made the move or the switch to Cilium for a number of reasons that I wanted to mention quickly. One was the support for network policies, which we wanted to offer to our customers and to use internally. We wanted to have a feature-rich CNI implementation, which we think Cilium definitely is. Cilium is a very actively maintained project, so it's guaranteed to see frequent releases for new features and bug fixes. And we found the community to be super healthy and supportive. We try to be part of it and to give back periodically in terms of feedback and contributions every now and then. So today, all of our 10,000 DOKS clusters are running on Cilium exclusively. This is how we embed Cilium in the DOKS architecture. I think it's a fairly common, straightforward way of setting it up. We have Cilium agents running on each of the worker nodes. We have Cilium operator running on some of the worker nodes, today in HA mode. We have another Cilium agent running on the control plane, and that is to enable connectivity between the control plane services and the data plane parts. And we use the existing etcd cluster that comes with every Kubernetes cluster to also maintain the state that Cilium needs to maintain, which has been working quite well for us. Yeah, speaking of what's our experience with Cilium been? I think it's been pretty good overall. We found it reasonably easy to maintain from an operational perspective. Just to give a more user-facing number, we have around 3.5% of DOKS clusters where customers use Cilium on native network policies directly. Upgrades have been fairly smooth. We moved from initially Cilium 1.4 to 1.8 today. One thing we started to be more careful about is to retain the old RBAC rules as we make upgrades. We do rolling upgrades, so there's a period of time in every cluster's upgrade lifecycle where both the old and the new Cilium nodes are running, or pods are running concurrently, and we need to make sure that the old ones continue to have API accessibility or access. We found the health checking tools that Cilium offers really helpful, like Cilium status and readiness probes. Those were really good to debug and troubleshoot network-related issues. We have some adoptions planned or coming up. One is to move away from VXLAN to direct routing, which we can now do thanks to improvements to our VPC product. It's still a challenge for us to find a way to offer upgrades or changes to the mode without disruptions for clusters. That's something we continue to work on. We want to move away from using kubeproxy natively to eBPF, kubeproxy replacement, to reduce the amount of IP table rules we need to take care of. And we want to look more into Hubble to improve our observability story. App Platform is another product at DO that leverages Cilium indirectly. It's a push-to-deploy PaaS offering by DO, and it's built on top of DOKS entirely in a multi-tenancy fashion, which means we need to make sure that tenants cannot step on each other's toe, provide proper isolation guarantees. And one key element here for us is the usage of Cilium network policies. We use those to restrict connectivity between the individual apps, to ensure that we only allow ingress traffic from our own envoy deployment, to disallow certain protocols on the egress side, like SMTP, and to ensure connectivity to necessary infrastructure services like DNS, and between our own management services running on each DOKS cluster. So yeah, in general, Cilium has been pretty great. We do have a tiny bit of wish list we'd love to see Cilium offer. One is the ability to offer port ranges when defining rules. We currently use IP tables to do traffic shaping. We think that might be a good fit to be covered by Cilium as well. And we have a need to do to monitor and track connections in specific TCP states only, which is like the initial SYN ACK flag set and the final FIN flag, but that's not possible today. So that's all I had. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye.
Thanks a lot, Timo. Always great to hear from users, and in particular interested in that wish list.